So, welcome to the next class on prolactin. So, we are dealing with pituitary hormones, and prolactin is the second hormone that we'll be looking into. So, prolactins are also called prolactin is also called luteotropic hormone or luteotropin, and it's a peptide hormone that is secreted in pulses. That it's not a complete, it is not a continuous secretion. It is secreted in short pulses, and as you can see, as it is already given as pulses, you can already understand that it is secreted by neurons. So the cells are called lactotropic neurons in the anterior pituitary, and prolactin is secreted in response to eating, mating, estrogen treatment, ovulation, and nursing. So there are about 300 different functions. Example: metabolism, regulation of immune system, pancreatic development, etc. So there are three different sizes of the prolactin. There is a little prolactin, which is predominantly found, that is 22 kilodalton, single chain polypeptide of 199 amino acids. Big prolactin is 49 kilodalton, has little biological activity. Big prolactin has even it's a larger in size, but it has a lower biological activity. And then there is glycosylated prolactin, so which is also has a low biological activity. So half life is around 20 to 30 minutes. Does not regulate secondary endocrine glands in humans. So prolactin directly goes and acts on its target hormone, sorry, target organ. Okay, so processing and release of prolactin. Prolactin is synthesized as a prohormone with around 227 amino acids present, and the signal peptide length is 28 amino acids. So mature human prolactin has a size of 199 amino acids with three disulfide bonds with that is cysteine 411, cysteine 58 174, and 191 199. And the structure is very similar to growth hormone. So the PRL receptor, it's a single transmembrane domain. It has a ligand binding extracellular domain and a cytoplasmic domain that is required for signal transduction, very similar to the growth hormone receptors. That is also based on the JAK-STAT pathway. So within the cytoplasmic part of the receptor, PRL receptor, it has a proline-rich box1 domain and the JAK2 kinase docking site. So the most common isoforms of PRLR is a full-length activating receptor, the long form, the intermediate form, and the short form. So the mechanism of action. So you have the prolactin-induced receptor dimerization, induces the association of the JAK kinase or the Janus kinase domain. So the activation of the Janus kinase due to autophosphorylation. So as a result of autophosphorylation of tyrosine residues in the IC domain is the intracellular domain, and the phosphorylation allows the association of STAT1, 3 or 5 proteins. These are different types of protein. STAT1 is a protein, STAT3 is another protein, STAT5 is another protein. So these proteins are phosphorylated, and the whole sequence signaling pathway is activated, and as a result STAT dimerization is triggered. This is where you can see the STAT dimerization and nuclear translocation. That is, a dimeric STAT will translocate into the nucleus, and this regulates the expression of numerous genes. Example: beta casein, beta lactoglobulin, Whey acidic protein. All these segments or sequences are gene expression is regulated. So these are the different other proteins that are activated in the system. That is the FIN kinase, the SRC kinase, GRB2, SOS, RAS, RAF, MAP cascade. So this is another cascade that is present as such. So the docking site for signaling through the adaptive proteins, that is the SHC, GRB2, RAS, RAF, MEC, MAP, kinase pathway. So that is a single pathway. You feel that it's different, but it's a single pathway, a connected pathway that comes out. And this is the figure for that. You can see the JAK kinases over here. And one side of the receptor, the JAK kinase activates the start system, and in the other side it activates the SHC, that is the SRC homology. So this is the this is the second receptor JAK kinase system. And this was the first so this is the second JAK kinase system, and it activates the SHC protein, the GRB2 protein, SOS, RAS, RAF, and the RAF system activates the MAP kinase cascade, whereas the RAS system activates the JNK kinases. We've already seen that activates P38 and again activates the MAP kinase cascade. And the CSRC directly activates the phosphatidylinositol 3 kinases. And as a result, all of these proteins in effect activate transcription of different proteins. Enzymes are proteins. So activation of the kinase AKT is directly tied to the PRL-induced activation of PI3K. Members of the cis family, also known as the SOX, SOCS, also modulate cytokine signaling. These proteins are rapidly induced after prolactin stimulation with distinct time courses depending on the cis SOX family member, and they interact with the receptors and or Janus kinase 2 either inhibit signaling or relieve suppression. So the regulation of secretion. See here you can see that these are the different factors that are involved in prolactin secretion. So let's start from the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus produces prolactin releasing factors or prolactin inhibitory factors, which is basically dopamine. So the dopamine affects the anterior pituitary, and the anterior pituitary inhibits the production of prolactin if dopamine is present. If the prolactin releasing factors, in effect, there is no particular protein called a prolactin releasing factor as such, but several of these proteins are found to uh, increase the release of the prolactin from the pituitary gland, and basically it is a feedback inhibition based release, that is in presence of dopamine prolactin is not released, or and in the absence of dopamine prolactin is released. So the prolactin acts on the breast, and nipple stimulations also by the feeding infant also activates the breast to produce prolactin, and as a result prolactin produces a in effect on serotonin, and stress conditions also produce serotonin. Serotonin produces a positive effect on the prolactin releasing factors, whereas gamma aminobutyric acid or acetylcholine inhibits the hypothalamus, and neuroleptics activate the hypothalamus regions. So again in this you can see that so suckling by the infant activates the nipple mechanoreceptors, and which in effect inhibits the hypothalamus from releasing dopamine, activates the posterior pituitary from to produce oxytocin, and inhibition of dopamine activates the synthesis of prolactin, so that milk gland cells are activated and milk synthesis happens, whereas oxytocin acts on myoepithelial cells causing contraction and allows for ejection of milk. So the prolactin is secreted in response to several stimulus. Example is environmental stimuli like psychological stress, smoking, drugs, nipple stimulation. All these will produce prolactins in the release from the pituitary. Hypothalamic regulators are these. So those given in red are inhibitors and those given in green are activators. Alright, and there are pituitary regulators also. Again, those given in red are inhibitors and those given in green are activators. So the biological functions of prolactin, it has lactotropic effects, that is initiates postpartum milk synthesis. Metabolic effects and influence on other hormones, that is it influences the gonads, directly resulting in decreased sensitivity of the luteinizing hormone or the follicle stimulating hormone receptors, or by reducing the GnRH secretion. And suppressed LHFSH secretion will inhibit ovulation. And it has a direct action on the pancreas, results in augmented or increased insulin secretion. Direct effect on adrenal steroidogenesis, that is increases androgens, cortisol, aldosterone secretion by the adrenal cortex cells. And third function is osmoregulatory effect, that is it reduces renal sodium potassium excretion, stimulates the sodium potassium ATPase activity, increases sodium and chloride ion excretion with sweat, increases water and salt absorption, causes reduction of water transport in the human amniotic membrane. So fourth function is influence of prolactin on immune system, that is produced by lymphocytes and prolactin receptors on T cells, B cells, and macrophages. Acts as a co-stimulating factor for T cells, promotes T helper actions, so helps in stimulating T cells for inflammatory actions. Fifth function is effects of prolactin on central nervous system regeneration. That is, it promotes neural stem cell migration, promotes proliferation of oligodendrocyte precursor cells to induce myelination in the central nervous system. For sixth function is prolactin is important in the cardiovascular system. That is, it plays a role in pathogenesis of primary and pregnancy-induced hypertension, and it is related to the vasoconstrictive actions of the prolactin. So that was about prolactin.